The P-51 takes off. Chris Baranaskas is the pilot. This P-51D model is what he's flying. He's a third-generation Mustang pilot. Chris's grandfather flew P-51 Mustangs during World War II. Chris and his late father, Bob Baranaskas, formed Warbirds over Long Island, and their goal is that future generations will be able to appreciate the flight and history of these magnificent machines like the P-51 that's taken off right now. Do we see it? Is it off the ground yet? We're looking out to the right. We should see him airborne in just a second. There it is. Now, we're coming by. We'll be able to hear the sound of the engine because it's got a very unique sound. In World War II, a great majority of the aircraft had radial piston engines. They had their cylinders arranged in a circle around the central propeller shaft, with all the power strokes going right to the center of the circle. This airplane, as you look out to the left, had a different engine in it. It had a V12 liquid-cooled engine, had a radiator just like your car. Chris Baranaskas, the pilot, is one of the youngest Mustang pilots in the country with over 600 hours in the Mustang. Chris has also just been selected as the newest barnstormer of the 104th Fight Wing of the Fight Squadron. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you focus your attention and show center, we'd like to introduce and honor our servicemen and women and their families here today from Joint Base Andrews and the National Capital Region, as well as those serving abroad. The Warrior Flight Team would like to recognize the dedication and selfless sacrifices that not only these veterans before you have made, but the sacrifices of all our brave men and women who are serving our country today. Freedom is not free, and today let's stand and salute those who help protect it. The Warrior Flight Team is trying to bring awareness of the needs of our wounded veterans, and we ask you for your help in making these men and women not only honored in our society, but for your assistance in making this generation the most appreciated and well-adjusted in our nation's history. Inbound for the first pass, I want you to take a look. This is the dedication pass from both the United States Air Force and the Army, represented by the P-51 that flew in the U.S. Army Air Force and Air Corps during World War II. There you hear the sound of the Mustang, that V12 engine, built by the Packard in great numbers by the Packard Motor Car Company, that actually it was designed by the British, by Rolls-Royce, and it was called the Merlin engine. And if I remember my history correctly, the Merlin was initially an automobile engine that was adapted for use in the Supermarine Spitfires flown by the Royal Air Force, and the Hawker Hurricanes, and even the Lancaster bomber. Now, this is the 100th anniversary of naval aviation. This is the Navy Pass, dedicated to all those who served in the Navy. The next pass will be the Marine Corps Pass and the Coast Guard Pass, the dedication to both of those branches of the service, represented by this P-51 and the Warrior Flight Team. Warbirds over Long Island is located up at, I believe, at Republic Airport in Farmingdale, New York. I met Chris and his late father, Bob, up there at the New York Air Show at Jones Beach. Look off just to the right of show center coming toward us. He'll bank, and let's listen to the sound of the Merlin. And for the last pass, to all of our brave servicemen and women, we salute all of you for your service and ask for your help in making this generation of wounded warriors the most appreciated and well-adjusted in our nation's history. You can come and meet the wounded warriors and visit the Warrior Flight Team, learn more about Warrior Aviation and their soldier career programs. You can also visit the Warrior Flight Team's website at woundedwarriorflightteam.com or Warrior Aviation at woundedwarrioraviation.org. Now, we've just been cleared for a couple of more passes by the Mustang. Coming in from the left, I'm going to turn this music back down. Let's listen for a little magic. The P-51 Mustang was actually designed at the request of the Royal Air Force and the British Purchasing Commission back in 1940, prior to the United States entry into the war. The Royal Air Force and the Royal Canadian Air Force were using a couple of different American aircraft. One was a trainer built by North American Aviation. We call it the SMJ or the AT-6, Navy and Army Air Corps designations, or the Texas, because that's where it was manufactured by North American Aviation. They were used as a trainer not only by our Air Force and Navy, but also by the Royal Air Force and Royal Canadian Air Force. They called it the Harvard. It was indeed an institution of higher learning. They were also flying, the Royal Air Force and Royal Canadian Air Force were flying Curtiss P-50 Warhawks alongside their frontline fighters, the Hurricanes and the Spitfires, against the German Air Force during the Battle of Britain. And when the RAF needed more Curtiss P-50 Warhawks, Curtiss was unable to increase their production. So they went to North American Aviation and said, we need you guys to build us P-50 Warhawks. base Andrews and the